Hi there, it's Jo here, and in today's video, it's a bit tough. In today's video, I'm looking at reaching out and supporting people that have lost a loved one during the coronavirus. So, whether that death is because of the coronavirus or whether its death is for another reason, but you're saying goodbye to them during this time of the coronavirus. So, I have a feeling, that this video might be a little bit longer. But what I wanted to do is I just wanted to go through some pointers, some guidance, and to, let you know that the journey you're on is completely unique and it's different for every single one of us. But that journey you're on doesn't need to be necessarily alone. You've got other people around you that can help support you, and whether that's the support from professionals, and there's Winston's Wish and there's Child Bereavement UK, that they're out there. They're fantastic support networks that are available to give you that guidance that you need. I always imagine a bereavement as a backpack. And we've spoken about a backpack before, and it's that, clasps up at the chest and at the hips. And when you're going through the initial kind of part of a bereavement, it feels as if this bag is heavy. And in life, when you've lost somebody close to you, you almost always have a bag. But through your journey, through time, through speaking, through expressing yourself, however it might be, eventually that bag will get smaller and smaller and smaller. And it will actually be kind of like a shoulder bag, like a shoulder man bag or a shoulder purse, where it's there. We can never get over it. But what we do is we learn to live with it, and we learn to not only learn to live with it, but learn to live how our life will be different. Life will be different. And that, the best thing about that person that was part of your life, even though they've died, is that whether they're in your DNA or whether they contributed to your life from being a friend or a family member, that they have given you aspects of themselves to you. You've learned from them, whether that was the kindness, whether that was a certain particular fact or topic, whatever it is, that they'll still be within you because they're part of you. So there's this theorist out there, Kübler-Ross. I don't even know if I've said her name right. Kübler-Ross. She's brilliant. I'll put a link in the comments. She kind of explains that there's 5 processes and 5 stages that we go through on this journey of a bereavement. So the first stage is known as denial. It's that time when you're told. It's when you can't quite believe it. It's where you're shocked, and it's not just that first time that you're told. It's when you wake up in the morning and then it's like something different's happened, and then it's like, oh, it's that reminder. So it's that in denial. The second stage is about anger, and it's about how it's totally natural for you to feel anger, whether that's at yourself. I'm really sorry, that's a train. Still in lockdown. Nearly gone. Just trying to think at what stage I was at. Anger. Whether that anger's towards yourself or towards somebody else, but that anger might be deep within you. You might not know how to express it. And I do think that sometimes, stick with me here, exercise is a really good way for you to get that, to exert yourself to the max, to get that out of you sometimes. The third stage is known as bargaining. I personally believe that this sometimes is the hardest one. This is the one where sometimes we think that we could have saved it, we could have, delayed the death, we could have got the right support. It might be, why didn't we get medical advice sooner? Why didn't I say this? Why didn't I say that? And it's this sense of just trying to support people when we, going through it the most. The fourth phase is sometimes the hardest phase because it's the longest, and that's known as depression. It's known as feeling the sadness that you're expected to feel, and that can last however little, however long. And it's going through those stages that will eventually get you to acceptance. And even though that might be really hard for you to imagine right now, and that's okay, it's just realizing that it's taking it each day at a time. Please don't feel that you need to stay strong for anybody. Please don't feel that you need to take on the responsibility of supporting adults, because what happens is that you will have these moments where you will be strong and you will have somebody else that you need to be strong for, and then actually what's happening is you're just completely avoiding your feelings because you're trying to stay strong for one another, when actually they're the people that you could most probably do with sitting with, and whether that's reminiscing over pictures, whether that's talking about memories, or whether that's having a really good cry. So just don't shut those people out. Biggest things that you're going to need is time, space, and if you need space, I get that, but try not to push everyone away from you. Maybe just say to them, can you just give me a day? Can you just give me some hours to myself? Just don't push people away, because the reason that people are trying to support you is because they care. It's as simple as that. It's because they care. So just don't push them away for too long. Also, it's remembering that you're going to need to find your way of expressing yourself, whether that is through exercise, because the beauty with exercise is that it gets to take your whole mind and shift your focus for that period of time, whether it's 15 minutes, an hour, or whether that way of you expressing yourself is through crying or art or kicking a football. It's just finding your own outlet, and I think that's the most important thing. And I also think that it's important for you to remember that it's okay for you to have time away from your grief. So it's okay if you decide that actually I want to go to the cinema and I want to go and see my friends, because it is important that you laugh and you have fun. And when you do have a laugh and have fun, don't feel guilty, don't feel bad, enjoy it, because you are going to need those times where it's just you can distract yourself. And if you know what works for you, then tell your friends, give them a heads up of what you need out of your friendship rather than blocking them. And if it was really sudden and unexpected, or if you didn't get a chance to say goodbye, then maybe consider doing a letter to them. You don't have to post it. It could be just a no-send letter. You don't have to post it to a family friend. You don't have to give it to anybody. It could just be for you to have as a keepsake, or to even rip it up and put it in the bin. But it's just trying to find the words that you're feeling and putting them down. And my last thing is, it is totally natural if your body is hurting right now. If it feels as if your heart is throbbing, aching, breaking, as if it physically feels like that. Or even if you feel as if you can't quite breathe properly. That's the physiological effects of bereavement. And they're huge. They're really, really huge. And the biggest thing that I need you to do before I go is just be kind to yourself, be compassionate. Allow yourself to have moments where you feel your sadness. Give yourself the opportunity to have breaks. But the longer you are, if you was to try and delay the process of kind of going through a bereavement, makes it longer for you to kind of get through the process of a bereavement. And lastly, just before I go, I'm really sorry that you're having to experience this. No time is a good time to lose a loved one. I'm well aware of that, but crikey, I can't begin to imagine how hard it must be during the coronavirus. I'm sorry. Anyway, I hope this video is, I don't know, it's just provided, even if it was one person out there, just that, comfort, then job done. But I'm thinking of you all, and just be kind to yourself. See you later. Bye, guys.